Unit 2. Listening. Part 2.
And now to video and computer gaming. Many people worry about how these games affect young people and their education. I have in the studio psychologist Sarah Forbes, who has recently written a book about gaming. Sarah, is there any basis behind these worries?
Well, people have been suggesting for years that video games and television programs tend to make youngsters more violent. But I'm not sure that these games have really had any negative effect at all. I mean, computer and video games are tremendously popular. And the fact that people stay at home playing computer games may mean that fewer crimes are being committed. Potential criminals are keeping themselves entertained playing games instead of going out and breaking the law.
So, video games are not all bad.
Not at all. Of course, you sometimes hear teachers complaining that school children come to school tired after spending half the night gaming, and that they do less homework than they used to in the past. And it's true that these days there are lots of things around to distract and entertain young people, but I'm more interested in the positive effects of gaming.
Which are?
Well, firstly, my research shows that certain games give people better visual skills, and as a result, they are better at managing machines than people who don't play them. Playing computer games seems to be particularly good for old people who react more slowly than young people. When they play computer games, their driving skills actually get better.
Interesting. Are there any professions which would benefit from training with computer games?
Oh, certainly. We've found that people playing computer games can keep track of as many as 5 objects at any one time on their computer screen. They can also concentrate for longer. So people who have to spend their working time examining or inspecting things might find their skills improved by playing computer games. For example, airport security staff might do their job better if they were trained with computer games. They spend hours staring at a screen, showing the contents of passengers' luggage as it passes through a machine, looking for illegal items.
That's true. And what about the teachers' criticisms?
Well, I think these days there are a lot of interesting things around to distract students from their schoolwork, and teachers are finding it harder to compete for their students' attention and enthusiasm. But some educationalists suggest that it's teachers who need to adapt, and that computer games can be more educational than a lot of the traditional activities that go on in the classroom. Teachers need to see their value.
And that is?
Well, games players often spend more than 100 hours working on a game and trying to dominate its complexities. In doing so, they gain the ability to make decisions and think more clearly. 100 hours is a lot of hours, and you wouldn't expect your average school child to spend that much time on a school project. By working through these games and eventually winning them, they learn how valuable it is to make a sustained effort in their work.
Interesting.
Yes, and when looked at from that perspective, it's hard to argue that computer games are a waste of time and that young people would be better occupied doing something else.